Are Sheffield Wednesday fans the most optimistic bunch in Championship close season land? I think they might be, according to my Twitter feed. After some signings coming in, a bit of momentum after avoiding relegation at the end of last season. Are those Wednesday fans right to be optimistic? And could the Owls do something a little bit more significant in the Championship next season? Get in the comments, we're going to discuss it. But how would you like your season ticket, if you're an EFL fan, paid for? Free, gratis next season. The wonderful people at Surprise Shirts are offering just that. You can get your season ticket paid for if you make an order at Surprise Shirts by Sunday. You can get a shirt from anywhere around the world. Just put in your size, your team, and teams you might want to avoid. And somewhere from around the globe, a new shirt is going to be heading to you. We are going to be opening this one at the end of the show. I cannot wait. You can also get 10% off while you're over there. If you type in the discount code BLOOM, get that all done by Sunday. You could get a free season ticket if you're an EFL fan for the 24-25 season. Hang around to the end. I can't wait to open that box. I promise you it is sealed. No gimmickry here. So what's been going on about Sheffield Wednesday then? I keep getting tweets saying, Ben, what do you reckon about Wednesday? I think things are looking up. I guess the main reason is early business for the Owls. You can see there's 6 players. We probably recognise 3 of them, maybe 4 of them at a push. In terms of Championship regulars, you can see Ben Hamer there. I mean, is that going to turn the needle? Probably not. Bit of depth there in terms of the goalkeeping roster, but a couple of sort of Championship ready players there. Max Lowe is crossing the divide across the great city of Sheffield from Bramall Lane. He's heading over. Really good young fullback at Darby, went off to United there with Bogle, didn't he? That could be an interesting one. Jamal Lowe, that's a good signing, isn't it? Certainly a Championship ready, kind of a Championship specialist, really. And when Bournemouth are taking you in that big run of signings they made that January, where they just tried to scoop up all the best players from the opposition to get them over the line, you know you're a good operator at Championship level. A few loans since, but I don't know. I wonder whether he could be a good signing there. Jan Valery as well, maybe the other name you might recognise. Played a lot of games in the Premier League at a very young age for Southampton. Definitely a player there at fullback. The 2 at the top, I don't particularly recognise. Olaf Kabacki, who is a Polish winger. Very good numbers from last season. We'll see how that Polish translates into the English Championship. And Svante Ingelsson, he's not German. He's coming over from Germany, where the Sheffield Wednesday manager may be fairly knowledgeable. We would think Swedish central midfielder. Loads of appearances. Forget the names of the players. The fact that Sheffield Wednesday are doing this is the complete opposite to last season, where they just come up from the Championship after that incredible season where they missed out with 96 points and then looked like they were getting knocked out of the playoffs. Got themselves into the Championship, winning in the 123rd minute at the playoff final. I was there. You can see the vlog elsewhere on the channel. Big noise when Josh Windass scored that goal. And then they just kind of ruined everything, didn't they? Mr. Chansiri, the Wednesday owner, who I just call erratic now. I think that's just the easiest way of summing up his time at Hillsborough. Hapless, maybe, as well. Decided he was going to fall out with Darren Moore and not sign anybody and bring in Cisco Munoz, and it didn't really work. And Wednesday, I thought, were guaranteed to be relegated. No escape from this. One of the worst starts we've seen in Championship history. And then they bring in Danny Rohl. Who on earth is Danny Rohl? A kind of untried in English football, very young German manager. Who on earth is Danny Rohl? It's a very good football manager on the basis of last season. And I suppose this is where the optimism comes now. You do your transfer business early. 6 players already in, as we've said. If you've got a manager who is turning the needle here, then who knows what he can do in this close season if they can keep up the momentum. The momentum, that, ladies and gentlemen, the momentum is good, because that is the second half of the Championship season where you will see Sheffield Wednesday were the 7th best side. And let's be frank, they needed to be the 7th best side, even to escape relegation on the final day of the season, being they've been so bad at the start of the season under Xisco Munoz, and really could have been wrong place, wrong time, because we had a real high tide at the bottom of the championship. All the points went in top 3 and 4 in the championship, and bottom 7, particularly in the last 20 games of the season. And Sheffield Wednesday survived impressively, and look there, because 3 of the teams obviously above Sheffield Wednesday in that list, Leicester, Southampton and Ipswich, are not going to be there. So you can kind of argue of the remaining teams, I know 6 of them are gone. I'm using a bit of poetic license. Sheffield Wednesday are the 4th best over the last 23 games. Forget that stat. I'm just trying to prove that they had a really brilliant end to the season. And, you know, is the Championship going to be a different kind of shape and style than it was last season, where we did have Leeds, Ipswich, Leicester, Southampton take a hell of a lot of points off everybody and out of the table. And then that weird kind of high tide at the bottom in the second half of the season, mainly with Sheffield Wednesday and QPR responsible for that. If there's a more even spread, that'd work for a team like Sheffield Wednesday, wouldn't it? You know, maybe they can take a bit more points everywhere, and they don't need many more points to be a top 6 side. And if you're in the top 6, you are in with a chance of promotion, aren't you? There is what the bookies are saying in terms of a play-off place. You can see obviously Leeds, Burnley and Luton, the Year 1 parachute teams, understandably are going to be hot favourites. Sorry, just say Leeds, Burnley and Luton. Leeds, of course, aren't a Year 1 parachute team, but they're a Year 2 parachute team who scored 90 points last season. The other parachute team are Wednesday's neighbours, Sheffield United. And I have to say, guys, if I'm getting positive messages from Wednesday fans, I'm not getting positive messages from United fans, coming down in a little bit of a state, we think. Does that open things up at the top of the division? There's Middlesbrough, Coventry, Norwich, West Brom. Go figure. They are the 4 teams who finished in playoff places in the last couple of seasons. Obviously, Coventry getting knocked out by Luton in the final. Middlesbrough getting knocked out by Coventry in the semi-final of the year. Luton did indeed go up. Norwich and West Brom losing semi-finalists last year along with Leeds in the final. It's the same old names. Is Sheffield Wednesday going to be worse than Sunderland, Watford, Stoke or Hull? I don't know. You tell me in the chat. Lots of positive mentions. And let's be honest, most of it, I've got to point that way, haven't I? Mirrored, is about manager Danny Rohl. If you didn't like him before or after the brilliant job he did getting Wednesday away from the bottom, you'll have seen him on the TV coverage for the Euros. So, I get the optimism. There's stability at Sheffield Wednesday. Don't destroy it, Mr. Chansiri. You're going through with the manager from last season, a team in good form, business done early, new faces there, fans buying in. Please don't touch it, Mr. Chansiri. For the sake of the Wednesday fans, you tell me in the chat, are Wednesday, should they be considered as a top half team and therefore maybe a playoff chaser this season? How good is Danny Rohl and how good is getting this business done early? And what else do Wednesday need to make themselves the real deal and challenge those teams up at the top? Get in the comments. We're going to get in the surprise shirts box. Remember the deal here. Surprise shirts will pay for your season ticket in 24-25 if you are an EFL fan. You've got to make an order by Sunday over on the Surprise Shirts website, surpriseshirts.co.uk. Look, for God's sake, it's written on the box. They know what they're doing, don't they? You can use discount code BLOOM for 10% off. Look, it is sealed. Let's get into it. Here we go. You're going to see what is in this box first. Oh my God, look at this. A handwritten note. Can you see that? We hope you like the shirt, Benjamin. The Surprise Shirts teams. My God, look at this. What a company this is. You can tell they're a family company. Some beautiful sweets they've sent me. Beautifully packaged up. Sorry, some ASMR noise for you. Wow. What is this? I'll hold it up for you. Giovanni Acanfora. Could I even tell you the team based on the front of this? I mean, it's beautiful, isn't it? Oh, Jivova, .it. You can tell me what shirt that is because I haven't got a clue, but that is the beauty. It's quite a nice one, isn't it? Do you know what I think we might do? We might wear that on one of the watch-alongs in the Euros. That will be great fun. You can see it's a great thing to get involved with. Surpriseshirts.co.uk. Get involved if you want your season ticket paid for if you're an EFL fan. For 24.25 and our Sheffield Wednesday dark horses. Get involved down there in the comments and let me know. I'm going to go try my shirt on.